hello there, and welcome to Pearl's Politics. It is Thursday night politics where we are talking about current events, and we are back in our home studio, so hopefully everything will go okay tonight. All right, so I'm gonna start bringing in the rest of the crew. We've got the heartbeat of the South. My son Tim Harrington. He's anxious to be back in the home studio. Hey Tim.
Hey, Mom, how's everybody doing?
Oh, everything is going pretty good. I think we're just getting reawakened from the
Yeah,
snow in here in the
yeah,
south, you know.
right.
Okay, let me get my volume down on my phone. I was double checking to see if we were, in fact, actually live, and we are. So let me get this volume down, and then I'm going to bring in the rest of the team. All right, so we got none other than guy we haven't seen in a long time, James Ziggy Ziegler.
Oh, it's am
Hi.
I today?
And Kathy C. Carson.
Somebody got a
Yeah.
window open.
Somebody's got their volume up too loud.
Hold on, let me check, man.
Must
Because
be
I got the
James.
echo.
Might be me. It might be me.
I'm gonna find out. I'll find out who it is. Hold this. Okay, Kathy. Welcome,
Oh yeah.
CC. All right, so we
Hi.
know now that it's James that has his volume up too loud. He's got to turn it off on your cell phone. I believe that's probably what you're doing. So turn your volume off on your cell phone. Okay. Yeah.
He's
So
echoing.
yeah, but see when you try to if you're in the studio and then you try to talk through your and your phone is on, your echo is still coming through. Okay, so you gotta figure out. Let's see on your mic. You gotta. Can you turn down your volume on your laptop? You know how to turn it down,
I just did.
and you're still echoing. See,
Yeah,
I can
it's not
tell it's you because when I take you out of the frame, we don't have the echo anymore, right? Right, you
right.
guys,
Yeah.
y'all hear the echo. So James, I'm gonna let you tinker around with that, and until you can figure out what is causing your echo. Okay. All right. So welcome, you guys. It's great to see y'all. Um, I know it's gonna take us a while to build participation back up because we've been gone and we've been getting cut off and disconnected and just thrown around like rag dolls with
Yeah,
this
well, we got 5 in the chat right now.
with this world technology. Okay, James, we still got echo. So what I'm gonna do, James, I'm gonna mute your mic and just let you stay in there. And then when you get ready to talk, what was that?
I'm just looking for the volume on the laptop.
Yeah, you gotta find that. All right, so he's trying to find his volume, and so then we're going to go ahead and get started. So I understand that something is going on around the border issue in the United States, current events. Kathy, do you want to start telling us about that?
Yeah, well, I guess the Republicans and everyone in Congress is really upset at Trump because they said that GOP senators seethe as Trump blows up delicate immigration compromise. So it's a bipartisan bill, I guess, and I don't really know. This is the first time I've heard about it, and maybe Tim knows more about it. But it says that I'll just read what it says in this article. Let's see. Let me get it's CNN Politics article, and it says it just came in today. It said senior Senate Republicans are furious that Donald Trump may have killed an emerging bipartisan deal over the southern border, depriving them of a key legislative achievement on a pressing national priority, and offering a preview was to come with Trump. So I think that CNN, of course, is just trying to create negative issues with Trump because Trump is so strong right now in the polls, and also he's winning. So, but also it says in recent weeks, Trump has been lobbying Republicans both in private conversations and in public statements on social media to oppose the border compromise being delicately hashed out in the Senate. And so they're just knocking him. And then they talk about leader Mitch McConnell acknowledged in a private meeting on Wednesday that Trump's animosity towards the yet to be released border deal puts Republicans in a serious bind. Again, I think it's just, they're just poking at him, and they're trying to get less votes for him because the border is so sensitive an issue. And then also this week in New Mexico, they're seeking $1.5 billion to finish the border barrier along Mexico's border. And then we have another issue going on in Texas where I'm pretty sure I read it right. I don't know, Tim, maybe you can tell me that the Biden has even threatened sending Air Force jets over there because I guess the governor or something is doing something about blocking.
Yeah, I think they're blocking. I think it's an area of 3.5 miles that they're putting up the walls and barbed wire, etc., which is a good thing. I wish it was for the whole border. And the reason why I say that because what they're not showing the public is what the people that are coming over the border. We have cartels that are flooding our borders with fentanyl, amongst other drugs. Not only that, the crime rate has jumped tremendously. Also, I saw a article where they were receiving $5,000 gift cards for each immigrant that's coming.
Who's getting the $5,000 gift card?
New
I want
York
one.
City. New York City.
New York City.
I have a friend in New York City, and she's really upset about that.
Okay, so wait,
Right.
hold it 1 second.
Yeah.
Who is receiving a 5,000 gift card? The immigrant or the city? Please clarify.
Immigrant.
My understanding is the immigrants are being issued that.
Okay.
They are being issued that. Now I don't know if it's so many per family or one per family. I don't know what the ratio is on that.
And who is giving them this $5,000?
Our government.
Oh,
Yeah.
Biden's government.
Yeah. Imagine that, huh?
It's
Yes,
not mine.
Put it that way. Yeah.
Yeah. And and it's really the things that they're not showing us about how this crime is jumped tremendously. They're breaking into I want to say property, housing. They're committing all type of crimes, but this is not what they are showing us. And it's costing us taxpayers. I mean, we're basically we are almost feeding ourselves hand to mouth as is. But it seems like they're getting red carpet treatment.
Yeah. I agree. Democratic administrations tend to always put the welcome mat out for anybody. Okay. Without vetting them and knowing who you're putting the welcome mat out for. And this is a problem for us economically, financially, and for safety reasons, security, national security threats, national financial threats, national economy threats, because we have people that are born American citizens, that lived in this country, was born an American citizen, who cannot even get health care. Because even with the government health care plan, they don't give it out free. You got to have a job or some type of income to even qualify for it so that you are able to pay the premiums. They charge you, like the government .gov, healthcare.gov. That's not free insurance. The government doesn't give free insurance except to immigrants. But to its own citizens, you must have an income to even be able to afford the affordable health care that the government is offering because what you have to pay a premium for. The
Right.
only thing is that the premiums are supposedly cheaper than it would be if you just went to an independent health carrier yourself and tried to pay for health insurance. So you end up paying what maybe 20, 30, $40 a month for it. But it's really only basic at that price. If
Yeah.
you I got the echo still coming in on you, James, so we're gonna have to mute you till time for you to talk. When you get ready to say something, raise your hand so I'll know. Then I'll unmute you. I mean, you need to unmute yourself when you get ready to talk, and then we'll hush and let you talk. Okay? Can you mute yourself? Because as long as we're talking, the echo is coming through. You're muted in the studio. I need you to mute yourself now.
James, mute yourself.
Thank you. Okay, I'll keep muting. You're not
No,
muted.
I don't know
Not
how
muted.
it's going to talk because it's echoing. So
Okay,
yeah.
I took him out of the screen.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So what's going on is, as I was saying, you have to pay. It's only basic, which means that you can see a doctor, but it's only going to be a doctor within whatever network it is with whatever carrier they signed up with, and you're still going to have to pay a copay when you go see the doctor. That
Right.
might be another $30 or $40, you know.
Right.
And if you go to the hospital, it's only going to pay probably about 50% of the bill, and you're still going to be left with the 50 percent percentage of hospital bills still due. But to get like full coverage, uh, whereas you would get something like Medicare, where it would pay like 80% of the hospital cost,
Mm.
you'd have to pay premiums of almost over $200 a month, if not more, on healthcare.gov, what
Yeah.
they call it, the Affordable Healthcare Act. The
Yeah.
Affordable Healthcare Act is not really affordable, so they really should just take that word out as far as I'm concerned and just say Healthcare Act because number one, it's not free. And number two, it's not affordable. And my main point, drilling back to that, is this country, whenever there is a Democratic um, administration, they always want to give free everything to immigrants and not even look at your own people, their own people who
Right.
are suffering. And guess what? We've got a wave of COVID coming back. We've got a wave of fluenza coming that's here now. We've got a wave of RSP, the breathing thing, RSP, whatever, you know. And we've got so many people that are sick right now that cannot get treated, proper treatment. And that's why it's spreading.
Right.
And yeah, we got Shelby County. I heard it on the news, and I rarely watch local news now. I watch it about 30 minutes every morning. That's all I can take of it, right? But I did hear on the news a week before last, where I live in Shelby County is already a documented, according to the health department, 387 cases of COVID that have been reported. That was just before, well, right towards the end of Christmas, or right at the beginning of the year. Okay. So it's spreading. And the reason it's spreading is because these people can't get treated for it. And they're just spreading it to the family members. And so they're spreading, the family member goes on and spread it to the neighbors and the friends. And then the
Right.
friend goes on and goes on down. So back
Yeah.
to you, Kathy, about the border. I don't understand what bill it is that you are specifically referring to. I'm not sure. I probably heard something about it. I don't know if you're talking about the geo the whole federal funding bill or not, because they only did a funding for 30 days, and it's going to expire sometime in February, and they've got to vote again. So maybe that's what they're voting on is the government budget,
Right.
maybe. And I know that the GOPs were the Republican Party held it up and all the other time last year, and they're still holding it because they want something done with immigration, the funding that Biden wants to give to Israel and Ukraine. The GOP party is holding that bill up because they said they want some action and some money put in there, more money put in there for immigration. So is that
Yeah.
the bill that you're referring to, Kathy?
All I know is I talked to and messaged someone in New York City, and she was just so upset. She says, "How can they allow to give $5,000 for people who just came into this country when we're having such a hard
Right.
time to get along?" So I think they've already paid it
Right.
out.
Right.
Right,
I-
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've already paid it out. So
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if
I
they
can
plan
use
to
a
Yeah.
do it.
$5,000 gift
I
card.
want I wanted to touch on one more thing that you had spoke about. We have to take in consideration there's a lot of disease that's coming over the border with these immigrants. Because let's be honest, they have poor health care. Some of them don't receive health care at all. So you got an echo.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I was trying to let Judy see if she could fix it, and she won't
Right.
be able to fix it unless she can hear it.
Right. So
No, we can hear you.
No, I know you
you
can
got
hear me,
But you
but
have
we,
a bad audio still.
I
Yeah.
The problem
thought
is I got two keyboards and they both have volumes on in there.
I thought she
There
was
is.
trying to help you to fix the echo, and I know. Can you hear echo on your end, James? Because you might
No.
not can hear an echo. Okay,
Do
so he doesn't
do
hear
you
it.
still hear an echo for him?
Yes,
It's
you do.
bad. It's bad. Yeah.
Like I said, I got two keyboards.
Well, the keyboards don't have anything to do with it. This is coming from your microphone, your
But they have
volume.
the volumes on it to turn down the volume on the computer, which that's where it's coming from and not going through.
Well, the volume is coming from somewhere.
yeah, it usually happens when there's an extra window open.
Yeah, you got two windows open because you did come into the studio early at 6 o'clock this evening. So you need to close all your other browsers and
Come
just
back
leave the one to the no, just leave the one open for the studio where you're looking at now. Close everything else out. Exit out.
I only have one going.
You only got one going?
Maybe you can't use that
He
with
might
that.
need to come out and go back in.
Just go out and
Just
come back.
go ahead and come back in.
I don't know
That's
if that'll
the
fix
only
it because he already tried that.
Oh, I didn't know you tried it.
He did it twice already. So I don't know. If
Yeah.
that's gonna
I don't
fix
know if we'll
Right.
be able to have him participate because it's
Yeah.
really
So
annoying.
so oh man, I lost my whole chain of thought.
I understand. Yeah, it does happen.
Yeah,
Border.
yeah, we was on the border. I was talking about the amount of illness and disease that's coming across the border with the immigrants. You know, that's
Yeah.
another piece that they're not telling us about.
Another spread. Yeah.
Right. Also, oh man.
Well,
Ooh,
we'll take a break and let you
yeah,
get back to
yeah, let's do that.
that. And let you get back to that thought, okay? All
Yeah.
right. So let's take it real quick when this is quick.
Okay.
Dad, it's time. It's time! It's time! Woo!
Bruh, this what we're going in for right now. This garden glue.
Bruh, it's time.
It's time!
All right, then we're back. We took a little break there so that everybody could kind of recollect their thoughts, and we do hope that Ziggy can get his volume fixed to where it won't be echoing so much in the studio. well, echoing at all. Well, let's bring in the rest of the team that's here. It's Kathy, CC, and
Yeah.
Tim.
I
Okay,
remember, I remember what my last piece was.
excellent.
I just had wanted to touch on something that you had said. We the people shouldn't have to be making life decisions whether we do health care or food on the table.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's just unfair. Uh, to me, it's almost inhumane. You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um, because if you take a family, just say if they have a sickly kid or whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
what type of bind that puts them in? You
Yeah.
know, they don't have a choice but to keep their health care due to the fact that they have a ailing child. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it's just I said that to say this. It's just messed up on so many levels, and
Mm-hmm.
it's no way that we should be feeling like secondhand citizens
Mm-hmm.
while immigrants are being treated as primary.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. Well, not only does the Democratic administration have the wrong idea on how to handle immigration, as I predicted, the United States is pulling us into some very, very, very hot waters with the Middle East, the United Nations, and the United Security Council and the International Court. I want to share this picture because on tomorrow morning, which is about on our time, it's going to be about 12 hours away. We'll be sleeping or just waking up to the announcement. But the International Court will be making a decision on the case, the criminal action case that South Africa brought against Israel um, to about genocide, whether or not they are Israel, the state of Israel, is committing suicide in Gaza. So I'm going to share this screen so that y'all can see. This is what the international court looks like, and let's see if I can put this on full screen. Okay, so and I'm gonna move this up here. Okay, all right. So you got 17 judges that sits around that court, and this is the court of international justice, and this is the court for the whole wide world, you guys. Okay, that's why it's called the Court International. I mean, International Court of Justice. This is the highest court that you can go to for the whole world. I mean, yeah. When I say whole world, yeah, it does include Russia. Yeah, it does include Korea. Yeah, it includes every country in the whole wide world. All right, so South Africa brought charges against the state of Israel that it was committing genocide and has been doing so ever since October the 8th. Nine counts. Nine counts. And first of all, this is unprecedented. In other words, what does that mean? Um, I can't wait to tell you. What that means is that a lawsuit like this has never, ever before in history, anywhere, dating back 4,000, 5,000 years, anywhere, ever been brought against a state of the world or a country of the world. So it is unprecedented. And the other cases that they have heard all down through the years has taken them, well, months to make a decision on. However, South Africa asked for an emergency decision from this court. The case was heard, presented week before last, and the judges have expediently come back with a emergency verdict. Now, what shall I explain? I'm gonna take this down and bring the rest of you guys in. So, what do I explain about that? What this means? It means, first of all, it is binding. All right. Now, unlike the National United Nations, where they do resolutions, and the stuff that they decide is not binding, and they got the 9 countries, and any one of the top 5 that veto out of the 9, then the resolution doesn't. None of that happens with this court. When this court says this is what's going to happen, this is what we're asking for, there is no veto. No country can veto anything from this court. Now, to make a final decision, it will take years. That's because you got to do it, and this is not the individual prosecutorial court where they would just prosecute Netanyahu and his generals. No, it's not that kind. This is a justice for the state, the international state of things functioning in the world. So this particular genocide charge, 9 counts that was brought by the South Africa, it will take them years to do a final decision. But as far as the emergency verdict, that will go in effect tomorrow. If this court comes back 17 judges and say that yes, based on the documents, the testimonies, the videos, the everything that's been presented to them that they have seen, reviewed, and discussed, that they decide that yes, Israel has committed this uh, genocide,
Crime. Yeah.
crime of genocide. Thanks, Kathy.
Mhm.
Then it's going. What can be done? Everybody says, "Oh, well, they can't do nothing." Yes, they do. What happens next? And see, you will not hear this on mainstream news because they don't want the world. They don't want the United States panicking. Okay, so what this means is, if they say yes tomorrow, and I will be up early. I'm setting my alarm to get up at 7 o'clock. If they said yes, Israel has committed suicide. The next step, they're going to send this right over to the Security Council. When they send that over to the Security Council, and what this court is telling the Security Council is, you now have to enforce it and make Israel stop its war military action. I mean, that means that they can't fight no more. Israel has to stop. Netanyahu has stated publicly, idiot, on television, radio, and every other device that he could get in his hand, that he doesn't that he doesn't care what the court says. This
Yeah.
war will go on.
That's my next statement. Yeah.
Okay, so now everybody says, okay, so the Security Council will tell Netanyahu to stop. What's going to happen? Because Netanyahu has already said he's not going to stop. Then what's going to happen? All right, what happens next is this. The allies of Netanyahu, that's the United States and the UK, France, Germany, Canada, they will have to force him to stop. Because if they don't, then what happens? The same verdict applies to the allies.
Mm.
Okay? So dumb, stupid people, supporters, allies, unwavering until today, because I got something to tell y'all it's really funny about.
I knew you were holding back. I could
They were
tell.
they were unwavering until they know, oh man, they're like, oh man, the court that came back with a decision this fast, oop, oop, ooh, so all these countries are shaking now, right? So because they've been unwavering. Oh, we stand by Israel until the end of time. Until today. Okay. So here's what's happening with the United States now. All of a sudden, starting today, the United States has let CNN, all the mainstream media, and all the other stuff now report that the United States has been telling Israel all the time, been telling Netanyahu all the time, don't do this, don't do that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, all of all the spokespeople coming out now, all over the news and stuff that they did not have anything to say about for 4 months now. Okay, so now all today, every politician, and with every person of interest that would be probably named in this verdict,
Suit. Yeah, verdict.
lawsuit, in this criminal charge. Oh, they talking now. Oh well, and now they're trying to defend Biden. Oh, the President Biden told them from the beginning. Look, you have to do this, and you should do this, and but you must respect life. And now they're trying to defend themselves in 12 hours time before the verdict comes. Like, you really think this is gonna help you now? How stupid can you be, right?
Well, it sounds pretty typical though of our government to
It's dumb,
at the
but
last
they
moment.
know. See, they weren't expecting, number one, they wasn't expecting any country to do anything about it. And that's why they were standing by Israel. Because, I kept asking I kept posing the question to the audience and to you guys. And I kept saying, I cannot believe that there is not any kind of mechanism in this world today that will let something like this go on. Right? I kept
Yeah.
saying that.
hmm
There was one. The problem was there was no country that had balls enough to bring a criminal charge against Israel but South Africa.
Yeah, bravo, South Africa. I was working on my genealogy from South Africa all day.
And so now, and so the professional analysts, the political analysts, now they were, they didn't want to talk about it. But
Mhm.
now they're all talking about, well, South Africa can really speak to what an apartheid is, and because they went through it for 35 years of genocide and apartheid nation until they were freed of apartheid state from colonization. So they are in more of a position to bring this shot. Now everybody for South Africa, when everybody was, all the other countries was against them of bringing the charge. But now it looks as though, except for those people like myself that kept saying this is wrong, it looks as if the international court is going to say yes on the
Right.
genocide charge.
Yeah, that's a lot. But it's disappointing that the U.S. will have to be unhinged or de-allied from them by force because it's getting
Hmm.
legal. You get into the legal territory, uh, and like you say, they're trying to defend themselves within the last 12 hours.
Yeah,
But
it's like that. And y'all remember that movie, The 13th Hour?
yeah,
It's
yeah,
it's like they have to be coerced and they have to be arm
right,
wrestled to the ground.
right,
All
yeah,
right, you guys keep talking. I'm gonna step out and see what she
yeah.
barking at. Okay.
Okay.
So
But it's true. It's so sad that they have
yeah,
to do that. But
it is.
a
It
lot of
is sad.
governmental things happen that way because they want to see which way it's going to go first
Right?
before they
Yeah,
admit
exactly.
they were wrong or
It,
retract what they were doing.
right, right. So yeah, now that it's getting technical and legal wise, now we want to defend ourselves. Um, it doesn't matter to me whether it's by choice or force, as long as it happens for us to get disconnected from them.
Mhm.
Because that's the last thing we need on our hands is a war. You
Right.
know, to have a war now would to put us we would be a third world country,
Mhm.
given with all what we have going on over here. And
Right.
I totally agree with your friend you were speaking about. I can only imagine if it was happening in my state, how pissed off I would be about what the privileges that they're giving them along with monetary value.
Well, she lives in New York City, so you can imagine how expensive it is to live in New
Yeah,
York City. And her
yeah,
family has for generations,
right, right.
And
Yeah, I can only
so
imagine
that's
how
the
much.
sad part is these people have been living there for generations and generations, and they came from foreign countries and they built us up. They
Right,
did something to help us. They built
right,
our nation. But these
Yeah.
people that are coming in, they aren't even shouldn't even be rewarded. That when they don't have generations behind them,
Right.
with sweat in their back, aching from all the things they had to do.
Uh-huh.
A lot of them were farmers. A lot of them were factory people. Those
Right.
are all really hard. The blue collar world was
Yeah,
very.
and they did it the right way. They went about it the right way. You
Mhm.
know, yeah, I can only imagine how pissed off they are. Oh
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So
But yeah, so getting back to everything, I can't wait to see what happens tomorrow either. I don't see how they could not say that it has occurred when it has occurred. So
right.
that.
I'm gonna ask her about it because she said it was nine cases, nine counts. Um,
Mhm,
I wonder are they gonna try to push that off to casualties of war?
mhm.
What do you think about that?
Well, like the numbers
Yeah,
necessarily.
like they
Yeah.
were just casualties of war. It
Oh, oh,
wasn't genocide. It's sort of like we've had American soldiers to pass away due to friendly fire. But
mhm.
for the most part, it's covered up because that's the last thing that. And I watched a document on something like that happened. The parents end up investigating, but the government did not reveal to them that their son had passed away due to friendly fire. So it kind of makes me. I was just wondering, are they going to try to pass those nine people off as casualties of war versus
Well, I
genocide?
hope they don't. They hope they don't. But I had a brother-in-law who was in the army, and he was a medic, and he was on a mission that was undisclosed and secret. And it took him a long time to even be able to get benefits when the bombs went off and his hip and knees were shattered, because there was no documentation of that
Right.
mission because it
Yeah.
was a secret mission. So
Right.
I mean, those
Yeah.
are the kind of things that we've even suffered as Americans for.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
You know,
You're sure right about that.
So
Yeah.
I'm back, and thank you guys for carrying on the show for me.
No
And
problem.
so I'm going to share another screen because this is something that you did not hear in mainstream media, and you probably would never still hear it. This is what happened 2 weeks. I'm going to see if I can enlarge just before I share it. Yeah. All right. I'm going to show y'all this screen right here. This what I'm going to show you now is where Netanyahu was at a meeting for the United Nations. At the United Nations, presenting as a house that that uh, Israel was a peaceful state because and it was friends with all of its surrounding countries. Okay, this was 2 weeks before October 7th happened. Let me show you this chart. This is what he presented to the United Nations at this meeting. Okay, look at this chart, and I'm gonna launch it just a little bit more. If you look at this, he's showing a chart of this is what he presented. He presented he's pointing out as to how they are friends with all of the surrounding countries. This is Israel right here. Okay. And down here you have Saudi Arabia, you have Jordan, you have Egypt, you have Sudan. If you look at this right here, this little blue right here,
Hmm.
this is Gaza. But you can see that they did not type in Gaza Strip. They don't have that writing up there. He's got it erased out, blackened out with a blue marker. Blacked it
Hmm.
out. Blacked it out. And so as you can see, Netanyahu was already planning on buffering out and erasing Gaza from existence
Right.
2 weeks before October 7th. Okay. Now, so the Palestinians, the Arabs, the Houthis, the Yemenis, the Hezbollahs, all of these people who support the Palestinian people, they saw this meeting. They saw him doing this. And look, during the same week, y'all, that he was at this meeting with the UN, he had his soldiers go into a mosque and beat people and shoot people that was praying. And he had the West Bank raided all day and all night.
So, so is this guy Netanyahu?
That's nothing to tell you.
Oh my goodness, he looks nothing like I imagined.
Well, you have been watching the news or anything.
I had been watching it. I only knew the guy by name. I've never seen the picture of him.
That's nothing to tell you. That's the
But
prime
he
minister.
looks happy. He looks happy.
Yeah, because he's lying. He's sitting there lying. He's always happy when he's lying. He's sitting there lying in the United Nations,
He's
telling
killing
them,
people, but he's smiling. He's smiling.
telling
There's
them,
something wrong with that picture.
yeah. But you can see he's not including Gaza. And he had already erased it out with a blue marker. And this was 2 weeks, mind you now, you guys, this was 2 weeks before Hamas did that awful, terrible thing that they did. Now, wouldn't you think, see what people want to say was that Hamas just did this out for no reason. No, they did not they didn't just do this for no reason. Netanyahu had been cutting up really, really bad before this happened. And when he presented this is consistent. The UN meeting those UN meetings, United Nations meetings, are considered written in stone. Whatever happens in those meetings are accepted. And so he's presenting that Gaza is not going to exist in the new Middle East. If you notice that he said, let me put this up again. You notice the title. Let me let you see the what he calls it. This is what he calls it. You see how he got that sign up there saying the new Middle East.
Yeah.
New.
Right.
Not the Middle East. The new Middle East where he done erased Gaza with a blue marker.
So let me ask you this. How many allies do you have?
He's got 5.
You got 5. As of right now, he has 5.
Well, wait a minute. He don't really have. He got really one strong one.
U.S.
That's the United States. Then he got 4 shady ones. 4 shadies. Okay. The 4 shadies are Canada, Germany, France, and
England.
the UK. The UK. Now let me tell you what. Let me tell you how smart the shady ones played it. When they were doing they had 5 United Nations ceasefire meetings to try to get this ceasefire done in the past 4 months, right? 5. On the first 2, the United States and the UK was the only 2 that vetoed. First 2 meetings. Next 3, only the United States vetoed 3 times by itself. UK, France, Germany, and Canada has sense enough to abstain.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why the Hamas leaders and Iran is only naming, and South Africa only named the United States and Israel in this criminal charge for the International Court.
As they should.
They actually named the United States.
Yeah. But
as a necessary to committing genocide. They said committing genocide.
Right. Which is a help to us. Because by them doing that could be just the measure it takes to keep us from going into war. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It's an escalation. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
But the latest thing, not only is the United States and the 4 shady allies shaking in their boots, some of Netanyahu's cabinet is shaking in their boots too.
Yeah.
Because now they're trying to have a meeting with Qatar. Well, they've been in meetings with Qatar, first of all, for the past 2 weeks. Let me just correct that. They've been in meetings with Qatar for the past 3 weeks. But this is the first that we're hearing of it. Just today now, they're coming out saying that they have they're trying to get a deal with Hamas for a 2 month for a 2 month ceasefire. But not ceasefire, but a pause, a 2 month pause in the fighting so that humanitarian aid can get in. Because I wish you all would just research this on your own because I don't want to go through all what the 9 counts
Yeah.
of criminal charge
Okay.
is. But
Right.
one of them is blocking humanity, blocking and
Humanitarian aid.
preventing humanitarian aid for coming in, using, destroying the water systems, and preventing food, water, medicine, as collective punishment, that sort of thing. So y'all can read it for yourself. But so here's what they're trying to do now. This is what Israel trying to wiggle its way out too, trying to get a 2 month pause with Hamas,
Too late.
so that at the 11th hour, right?
Yeah.
Because the verdict is coming in from the International Court in the morning.
Right.
All right, that was today. Hamas said no, and I don't blame Hamas.
Well, can I
Hamas
ask
said
Ted? No, can I
Let
ask
me-
you a question? Are they okay? Go ahead, finish your
no,
statement.
no. I'll take your question because I know my stuff. Go ahead.
Are they going to? I've been thinking about this the whole time. If they're found guilty, are they gonna look for monetary payments? And are those payments going to go towards victims' families, or what are they going to do as far
Well,
as that?
that's the one that part of it, the resolution part of it. Well, let me see the restitution parts and the charges parts would take longer. That's the
Yeah.
part that's going to take months and months. Right now, the court is just giving an emergency verdict on stopping the war to make Israel stop bombing and stop its military campaign completely.
Right.
Just stop. They want them to stop. Stop what you're doing. In other words, you freeze right now. You don't shell another shell. You don't shoot another bullet. You don't do any of that. That's what
Yeah.
this is about right now.
And war crimes is a crime that just like our crime here is no statute of limitations on it.
No, not at all.
That's
And
good.
but they're saying that because of the unprecedented number of deaths,
Yeah.
injuries, illnesses, suffering that these people are experiencing, because this is the highest number. When you combine all the wars together, this is the highest number of casualties in
Yeah.
such a short amount of time.
Right.
And this is unprecedented in deaths, casualties, and destruction. All they had done, Al Netanyahu and his war cabinet has done is destroy. They haven't solved anything. All of they've done is destroyed land, property, and killed. That's all they've done.
Right. So they pretty much kind of fall in the same category like the Jews did with Hitler.
With Germany.
Yeah.
What
Right.
Hitler did with the Jews. you know?
Yeah, it's gonna
Right.
be the exact same thing,
Yeah.
except you're not using the military to come in and make them tell you stop.
Gotcha.
This court is going to tell the Security Council to enforce it. The
Gotcha.
Security Court, whatever measures that they use, they're supposed to tell the Netanyahu. I guess they meet in person over the phone. I don't know how they do it,
Mhm.
but they're supposed to tell them you stop now. Now here's what the United States end is saying. They try to save themselves at the 11th hour. If he doesn't stop, the United States will be forced to stop financial
that money.
aid.
Right.
Well,
Right.
that,
They won't be
that,
able to. They won't
that's
be able to.
nothing-
Wait. But look at the twist. They putting the blame on Israel if they have to stop helping them financially.
yeah, it's no different between two criminals.
But they would have never done it, right? That's right, Tim. You're right.
Right.
Tim. One snitching on the other.
One snitching on the other. First one talk, get the deal.
But it took the other gang to come in.
Yeah. Right.
And
Yeah.
this is the really big game. And this is the really big. This is the gang of 17 judges, right? So
Hmm.
now United States, they're saying, well, because John Kirby was asked that question, and somebody else, and they done sent some ambassador ran over, and they done put some ambassador on a plane, and his name Bert somebody. They ran him over to Israel this morning, and that's
Just in
so
case,
now
right?
what the United States, but Biden's administration is trying to say now is, well, if he doesn't abide by the Security Council orders to stop his military campaign, then Israel will be forcing us not to be able to help them financially anymore. See,
Yeah.
See?
It's no honor amongst thieves.
Mm-mm, uh-uh. And that's not going to save the United States from being charged with the war crime, because this has
Yeah.
already happened. You've
Yeah.
already been named.
Yeah.
You
I
can't
don't
pull
think.
your name. The court is not going to pull your name out now just because now the 11th hour you say, well, I won't fund you no more if he won't stop. No, it doesn't work.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
apparently the U.S. never saw it coming.
They never saw it coming because, like I say, this has never been done before in history.
Yeah.
Because
well, thank you,
no country has,
Biden. Thank you,
no civilized country has ever done what Netanyahu has done in history either. And that's
Yeah.
the difference, you see.
Yeah.
Because Germany, at the time when Hitler was in, that wasn't considered a civilization. He wasn't
Right.
civilized. They weren't civilized. They considered themselves as civilized. But in the modern world of 2024, Israel was supposed to be a civilized nation. No civilized nation has
Yeah.
ever done and is still doing. Because let me tell you what Netanyahu has his army doing today. Finishing off the rest of the 2 hospitals that stand. Shot 20 people standing in line in front of the hospital trying to get into the hospital. Had to shoot them dead. They showed 4 men waving white flag, Palestinians, waving a white flag. This is another white flag incident, except these were Palestinians, but they weren't armed. They weren't Hamas. They wanted to try to get into the area where their wife and the children were, to bring them out of the area that Israel had so-called asked the people to evacuate from. Well, they had to take the old people first, and they were coming back to get the wife and the children, and because these people got to walk, they got no transportation. They got to walk 4 or 5 miles to take old folks to another location of safety, and then walk it back to try to get the rest of the people out. They were waving white flags, and they showed this in live video. I saw this in really live, actually with my own eyes this morning. The Israeli soldiers began shooting at them. One man dropped dead. They took the white flag and put it over the man's. They had to throw the flag over the man's chest, and the other 3 men was lifting him by his legs and arms and running, trying to find a wall to get behind.
Yeah.
That's cold-blooded murder.
Yeah, nothing like murdering the husband who's trying to save the wife. Thanks a lot, Tanya. You just showed yourself to be a barbarian.
Yeah, so that's what he's doing. So now, because he knows the verdict is coming down unfavorably to him. He already knows that.
Yeah, he already knows.
So he wants to do. He decides that he's just gonna finish it up today. And
Yeah.
he's been acting a mad dog today. He had the soldiers killing folks just in cold blood murder today.
Yeah.
150 shot dead in cold blood murder.
Yeah.
In front of the hospital. Not only that, they sent a missile strike on a section of the hospital.
Right.
There's only 2 hospitals remaining,
Right.
and they barely functioning. All they got is some Red Cross stuff like a Band-Aid kit, right? Wait, let me finish this whole thought, Tim.
Okay.
But because I got to get to this point, Israel has told a lie and said that Hamas was not taking care of the people. Hamas and Gaza Strip, which is only about 25 miles long, had 36 hospitals. That don't even count the medical centers. Okay, look at Memphis. Memphis got 4. And we got more. I don't know if we're 25 miles or not, but hey, 36 hospitals is a lot. But when you think about, you got 2.3 million people. Those 36 hospitals is a comfortable number. They had enough
Yeah,
hospitals to
yeah,
service the people. People are getting the health care that they needed, right?
right.
Out of those 36 hospitals, you got one. Really, you got a half of two that don't, because the medical supplies they don't have. These people have had to have amputations without anesthesia. These women have had to have cesarean sections having babies in the streets without anesthesia. You know, newborn babies have died because they didn't have incubators. They needed to be in an incubator. They died on the street
Yeah,
because the hospitals were bombed. All this kind of stuff. See, those stuff, all of these types of charges are into this
yeah.
criminal charge that
Mhm.
the international court has seen. Go on, Tim. I'll let you talk because I can see.
No, I was just gonna say, Netanyahu, I'm gonna tell you about those type of cowards. They will unalive themselves before they be taken alive. Those are the type of actions that, because see, he's all the way committed. There is no other way that he sees it. And before they take him for war crimes, he will unalive himself.
They're on the live.
Yeah,
He'll kill
yeah,
himself, in other
yeah,
words.
I
yeah,
doubt
right.
it. I doubt it. He'll run. He'll run and
But you
hide.
can't run. Once you get those war crimes on you, you can't run.
Hitler tried to run, but because they tried to say that Hitler killed himself. I never believed that. I didn't never believe that anyway. He lived. He lived long after the war.
Yeah, but
And that's what Netanyahu gonna do. Netanyahu gonna run, and the mainstream media gonna lie and say that he died to cover up for him.
I don't know. We're in a different time now.
Not when it comes to politics.
Who knows? He had plastic surgery or something. Seriously, he
Well,
probably
yeah,
has one already on his side.
yeah. I didn't think about that part. Yeah,
Yeah, they
that's
didn't have
possible.
plastic surgery like that in Hitler's day. So
Yeah.
Yeah, well, somebody definitely needs to pay. And I do hope they get their.
But why we got to see? But what I'm upset about is that Biden has made us
Yeah,
be charged
right.
as aiding and abetting in genocide.
As we should. And the reason why, because he
Yeah,
did it.
it's deserving because he did it, but I'm
He
still
did
upset
it.
about it. He did it because see,
yeah, they should go more towards what Biden did specifically and target him in their conversations, not the nation.
well, they
I
have
think.
to, no, but see, the government is the one that's supplying it. They will do that part. They will do the names, but that's the part that's going to take a couple of
Yeah.
years of investigating. But
Oh,
right
yeah.
now, they just want Ned to tell you until for the names for these people to be charged individually. That's
Yeah.
going to take 2 or 3 years down the road.
Yeah.
This is an emergency international court verdict for Netanyahu to stop his military campaign, which means you stop. You don't fire another bullet right now. I
Right.
mean it. That's
Yeah.
what this is for.
Right.
They're gonna deal with the rest later. Right now,
Yeah.
they're just trying to save lives.
Well, whatever they have to do, I think they should do it.
Yeah, me too. I
And we
agree.
shouldn't take it personally, and we should wait and see what happens in the
Yeah.
future.
Because
Yeah,
if that's
no,
what
I'm
it takes,
taking
that's
it
what it
personal.
takes.
When I say I'm upset not emotionally, personally, where it really just affects me.
Yeah, I know
I'm
what you mean.
saying I'm as an American
Right.
citizen, as
Right.
a patriot, I'm
Yeah.
upset because
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't want to be
Yeah.
charged with
Yeah.
as committing
It's
genocide.
disgraceful.
You should
It
not have
is.
done that. You should not have done this in my name.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
am an American citizen. I do live in the United States. That's
Right.
the part
Well, see,
I'm
the
upset about.
United States already had a bad reputation, and we were sliding with other countries. And even when I went there in 2018, they had a bad opinion about us. So
But this is the worst of the worst.
Yeah, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is
You really want to be living in a country now that's going to be labeled with 2 or 3 years genocide, the same as Germany. Look how many years it took Germany to gain their respect back.
yeah.
Look how many
Yeah.
years it took them after that.
Yeah,
Now they're respected and they had sense enough They had sense enough to abstain. They still telling Israel, yeah, we stand with you. That's what they still telling them. They still telling the media that they support Israel. But when it came down to being in that council meeting, where where it really your vote really lets you lets the world and lets those judges and let all them folks know
Yeah.
where you really stand, they abstained.
Yeah.
They didn't vote. They didn't veto to stop the ceasefire. They had sense enough not to do that.
Right. On the books. No. Yeah.
You see
They're
what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
say whatever they want to say up on the table, but they wasn't gonna let it go down in writing.
Right. Yeah, because it's going down in history. Unfortunately for us, it is what it is.
It's dragging us down, unfortunately. Yeah.
Most definitely. Yeah. Gosh, it's been good.
Yeah, you was on the road. You've been on the road
I
tonight.
had to look at the clock. I had to look at the clock. But Kathy, I'm going to try to research and see what it is that's going on with the bill that you said that, because you said that Trump was having something to do with it, but Trump doesn't have anything to do with the bills.
No,
that's
I
in
don't
the
think
House.
I said Trump. I don't think I said Trump. I just said I was somebody that told me that they were upset that they were receiving payments.
No, I'm talking about way before that, when you first started, when you were reading something.
The reason why I said that is because I was just trying to show you what CNN was trying to do as far as, like make it sound like it was Trump's fault when it isn't Trump's fault about
Right.
the bipartisan
Well,
bill.
you mean the immigration crisis that Trump
Yeah.
got on Trump? How could they imagine? How could they even try to do that?
No, they were
when
trying to blame him because he's saying he doesn't want to go for it, but maybe there's something in the bill that shouldn't be approved. So
wait a minute,
look
he
at that.
doesn't want to go for what? Because he doesn't have any say in anything right now. You got me
Yeah.
totally confused.
Well, I just saw it today, so I haven't researched it either. But they said that they were trying to say that Trump was against the bipartisan bill that the Senate had been working on so long. They were
Lies.
making it sound like he was against it. But again, like I said, it's all political because there's a presidential race going on. So
But why
they're
would
going to.
CNN be saying something about Trump being against something? Because he's
That
not even in
doesn't
there
make
now.
any sense. No, that doesn't make any sense. So the whole article didn't make sense. That's why I was trying to ask people, do you think
No,
what's going
no, I think
Because-
that's just something they made up.
But
Yeah.
now this is another story for another show. They're trying to say that he took a lot of money while he was in his presidency, but that's another show for another day.
Took another money from what?
They say he took up to I don't know how many millions from China, but according to Trump, it's for services that was rendered. I just scratched the surface of it. I've
Yeah.
only seen arc on it. Like I said,
Well,
it's another.
They can say anything they want to say about him taking money for the country. If it benefited the country, I'm fine
Yeah,
with that. He
it
didn't take
did.
it. He didn't take it for himself
No,
because he didn't
no.
even. He did not even accept the president's salary.
Right.
Y'all do know that, right?
Yeah, they're
No,
just
you
trying to
did.
put smut on his name. It's not gonna stick.
Yeah. And be sure to let folks know that for 4 years Trump wasn't paid by the
Right.
United States government because he refused a salary.
He
Okay.
was
And
exactly.
then, and like you say, Tim, I could really talk about that on the show because if you're not paying me to work for you, don't I have the right to do whatever I want to do? If you let me stay here, you know, yeah. So I mean,
So
you
I
know,
guess
they're
we
trying to
just
say,
got
well, on the phone calls and stuff that he made about, like he was trying to influence the vote or something, like he tried to start the riot. Well, wait a minute. First of all, I'm not working for you. I'm working for the people because I'm not accepting your money. So who I talk to on the phone really ain't got nothing to do. It's really none of your business, right? None of your business anyway, right?
yeah. But you're just gonna have to watch because there's gonna be a lot of false
God, I wish I could
mudslinging.
be Trump's attorney in one of those
Yeah.
sessions.
Yeah,
There's
you're
gonna
right.
be a lot
Kat.
of false flinging, and it's gonna be all about the votes. Everything is
Yeah.
gonna be about the votes now.
But I
from
mean,
now on.
I mean, just to put a sense of humor in it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you let me serve as president without paying me,
Yeah.
because I refused to accept your salary. I said, no, I don't need it. So you
Right.
didn't pay me. So
Right.
if you didn't pay me, I don't really have to do what you said, right?
Mhm.
I'm not an employee.
The
Yeah.
United States government didn't pay him for being president for 4 years, but you
Yeah.
still want to tell him what to do?
He's working for free, basically. He was working for free.
He was
Yeah.
working for the people,
Well, I mean, for
and
free
that's
for
why
the
they
people. That's what I
right, and
mean.
that's why they didn't like him. That's why they
Mhm.
couldn't control him, and that's why he didn't take a salary, so that he could work for the people, so that he
Mhm.
wouldn't be so that they would not try to control him, so that he could do a lot of unprecedented things. Okay, because if I don't take a salary from you, you got no hold over me.
Yeah, they saw those later the latest polls that came out. Who was the lady he won over?
Nikki Haley,
Yeah, Nikki Haley.
she
I
not
don't
gonna
think.
make it to South Carolina. She gonna give up.
Yeah,
She really don't have but 24 more
but
hours to make up her mind what
yeah,
Well,
she wants.
well, somehow her team filed her political paperwork wrong. Ziggy was saying, I don't know. I think it was in Nevada. It just came out yesterday or something. So
What
she
happened?
can't even. Her team filed her political paperwork incorrectly, so she can't even run. I think it's in Nevada. So I think that
oh,
was the state.
Really?
is that
Yeah, I
right?
think it was in Nevada. I wish James was here because he could tell me, because I don't think it was that state, because that state is her state, right? South
No,
Carolina.
her home state is South Carolina.
Yeah, yeah. Well, her state is South Carolina, but I think it's in Nevada that her team didn't file her paperwork correctly, so Trump is going to win that for sure. Whatever state that was. So
Oh
she,
wow, I'll have to
yeah,
check that because I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Ziggy
because
was telling me.
if it was misfiled, it was filed incorrectly, then
Yeah,
she wouldn't be able to do
no,
the primary. She wouldn't be on the primary there.
exactly. She can't be on the ticket then.
Mm.
Well, this will be interesting. So let me know when you find out, because that's what
I'll
Ziggy. Yeah.
I'll find out tomorrow, right after the International Court of Justice verdict comes down.
Okay.
Hey,
Sounds
this
good.
has been a great show. We had so much fun, man. Tell
Yeah.
closing remark.
Another great show with a lot of information for us to process. Yeah, we're just gonna stay in touch and keep our eye on the ball.
Hi, Sandra. I know you were there when we was in the middle of a heated discussion. Yeah. All right. So, closing remarks, Kathy.
Okay, just everyone out there and anyone who listens to these shows, just don't give up hope. You got to get involved with the political things, because there's a lot of power in it, and knowledge is power, like they say, and the power just to know the difference. Because even though we're following, you can see there is still some controversial issues, gray areas where
Mhm.
you don't know what to believe, and they like to keep us ignorant. Everyone, they love to keep us ignorant. The enemy always does. All right, so don't let them keep us ignorant. Let's get involved, everyone, if you can, in any capacity, even if it's only a small capacity,
Mhm.
just some
That's
way
right. So
to show.
true.
Yeah.
Yes. Very good, Kathy. Thank you. Yes,
Mhm.
and I'm just gonna close with the simple. Remember, always free thought is a philosophy. It is not a policy. Do not let people put policies on your thinking, because the way that the world is going today, when you think, they're gonna call you a traitor. Thinking for yourself, to them, whoever they are, the what do they call the woke people or whoever they are, they
Mhm.
call to them, when you think for yourself, it
Yeah.
Right.
equals traitor to them, right? That's
Mhm.
what they want to call you, just
Yeah.
because you got your own mind, right? So
Yeah.
Mhm.
like Kathy said, y'all need to just kind of do a little bit at a time. I know you may not like politics. A lot of
Yeah.
people
Just
just don't
start.
like it.
Ease your way into it.
Inch your
Whatever.
way in, just yes, like she says, just if you just find one thing a month that you just really want to know different views on,
Right.
research it, and then that way you could maybe pick up an interest in finding out what's going on. Because look, I gotta tell you something. When it all comes down and hit bam, boom, and the grits hit the fan, you're gonna be like,
Exactly.
it'll be too late.
Yeah.
So you got to have that knowledge so you can prepare yourself. That's right.
Mhm.
Thank you all so much for watching. Hey, we're gonna be back tomorrow night, and we got somebody coming back, and we were able to stay connected the whole show. Are we still live? On
Yeah, we're still alive.
on Facebook. I mean, on Facebook, we're still live.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
we are. Yeah.
So stay tuned for Terry Draper. This is part 3. This is the third.
Part 3. Yeah.
Part 3.
Yeah.
He's going to be on our show, and hopefully his video, everything will be working.
Yeah,
So,
we made it through the night, so everything should be fine tomorrow night. We'll see you
Okay,
guys
good.
then.
all right. Good night. Love you guys.
Love
Good
y'all.
night.
Night
Bye.
night.